Hello everybody and welcome back to the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. We are here at Darlington today for the Southern 500, qualifying in 27th position. I hit the wall in turns 3, so that is why my time was so poor. But first race of the playoffs today. It's going to be an amazing race today. I hope we can get up there and contend and at least make it through a couple rounds of the playoffs if possible. But Denny Hamlin is on pole for today's race. He is the most winningest driver of this season so far with 5 wins on the season, looking to add his 6th win of the season today. Brad Keselowski will be starting at the back due to an engine change, and Ryan Blaney, his teammate, failed pre-race inspection, and of course Hamlin is on pole. So, without further ado, we are ready to begin the playoffs here in our second season of the career mode. We're going to be coming from 25th. The green flag is out here at Darlington for the Southern 500. And we are underway looking to go and make up a lot of positions because we're going to need as many points as we can. Every point will matter. Every position will matter. So hopefully we can get up there and contend and really show some speed in our car today. Last season we came to Darlington. We actually finished in the top 5. Which is crazy to think about in the 00 car. We actually had a very good car, but we'll see what we can do with it today and if we have some long run speed. But I put myself in the middle of a 3-wide situation here with my teammate of Eric Jones and playoff contender Austin Dillon. And well, now I've put myself on the outside lane, which is not where I want to be. And well, I go and hit the wall, obviously showing my discomfort with being in that outside lane, as Timmy Hill is now to my inside. And I make a little bit of contact. He goes sliding. I go into the wall. I make contact with Briscoe as well. Now my rival of Michael McDowell gets past me, and it's all a bit of pain. But a couple laps later, we have caught back up to the back end of Ryan Newman and Michael McDowell here. So we'll see if we can get around those two here. As Brad Keselowski's going to peek on my inside. I came down on him, unfortunately. Keselowski's loose. He's sliding. He's spinning, if you can see, behind in my review, and hard into the wall goes Brad Keselowski. A big mistake from myself to cut him off, and unfortunately Brad could not save his car. Oh my goodness, tell the 2 car I'm so sorry. I did not mean to chop him off like that. I didn't see him until the last second. Obviously very disappointing to take out one of our playoff contenders and competitors like that. Obviously I don't want to do it a scummy way like that, but yeah, unfortunately, we made contact with Brad Keselowski, and he went into the inside wall. But thankfully, he did not DNF from this race, so that is not the end of Big Bad Brad. But right now, we're trying to stay ahead of our rival of Michael McDowell. We have to be so close at this point of getting rid of McDowell and Stenhouse's rivals. We have not made contact with them. I feel like it's been 4 or 5 races now, and we got to be so close to getting rid of them as rivals because... oh man, it's so annoying to have them as rivals and have to dodge them every race. But to the inside of Timmy Hill we go, make a little bit of contact, but we do get past the 66 car. And what I noticed already from my car is that the takeoff speed is just really slow as I cut off Newman like I did to Keselowski there, unfortunately, because I hit the wall and he saved it thankfully. But yeah, this car was really struggling on the straight line speed and in cornering speed in general. The only time we really gained time was through corner exit, where we were able to hold down the throttle and keep it going. And that's what saved us right now, with not losing a bunch of positions. So, yeah, very unfortunate that we were lacking speed. But we go forward a few laps, and as you can see, we're in 15th. And a little battle here with Timmy Hill and Austin Cindric here as I make a little bit of contact with Chase Elliott. But we do get past the 9 car here into P14. So... not a bad effort to start off this first stage, going from P25 to P14, but obviously we are missing out on stage points, and those are going to be very important now that we're in the playoffs. Of course, that didn't really matter too much in the regular season, but Kyle Busch ended up stealing the Stage 1 victory from Denny Hamlin, because Denny Hamlin led most of the start of this race with Kevin Harvick, and well, Kyle Busch ended up sneaking up there and taking the Stage 1 victory. So yeah, we're looking to make a couple adjustments here just to try and help us get through the corners better. But in the end, we're just struggling a lot more than, unfortunately, we want to be. And so we'll see what we can do here in Stage 2, as the green flag is back out here in the Southern 500. Of course, it's one of the longer races on the season. So we'll see what we can do as time goes on. Obviously, there's plenty of time to make adjustments and make this car better. And you'll see here off the restart, we actually get a good start. We get past Justin Haley, Kyle Larson to the inside of a 3 wide with Cole Custer and Christopher Bell, and we get past Custer there, and now to the inside of Bell, but carrying a little bit too much corner speed too early, so we slide up the track, almost make contact with the 20, and look at the speed difference coming up off the corner. The 16 car just blew by me like I wasn't even there. Here comes the 5 as well. We're just so slow coming up off the corners, which is very unfortunate, but our corner speed, in terms of corner exit, as you can see, that's where we gain the time, but on the back stretch and front stretch, we just get outpulled, which is very unfortunate because lacking that speed is going to be very difficult for us to get up into the top 10, but sitting P12 right now is not a bad effort, as here comes Austin Cindric just going to blow right past me. So, yeah, obviously we didn't have a car to contend up there for the lead and really in the top 10, but yeah, once Cindric got past me, Larson got past me, and nothing happened for the rest of the stage. Literally nothing. I've saved you guys time of me just riding around on my own, and I finally caught back Kyle Larson at the end of stage 2 here, so I was trying to get past him and see maybe if I can get another position on pit road to put me in P13. That was the idea at least, but now here comes Ryan Blaney to ruin that. I go and block him there on the backstretch, trying to keep as many positions as I can here, but I send it in on turns 3 and 4, but just didn't quite have enough, and look at Ryan Blaney's corner speed compared to mine. He gets past me as the stage finishes, so we end up P16 instead, with Denny Hamlin taking home the win of stage 2. Guys, I'm really trying my hardest, but we just do not have the speed to contend up there in the top 10, so I'll dig all I can and see if we can get out here with the top 15. Right now, it felt like we were just performing damage control here at Darlington, but I have to remember that there's a lot of drivers in here that are on wins that were behind me in the points, which are drivers that are not as good as they really are. And so we have a lot of drivers in front of us that actually aren't in the playoffs, and, well, guys racing around us that aren't in the playoffs, such as Ross Chastain right here to our outside, and Ryan Blaney behind us, and Christopher Bell up here is not in the playoffs, so we got to think about a lot of those positions are occupied by guys who have had good seasons, good speed in their cars, but didn't make it in the playoffs just because of the amount of different winners we had. Eric Almirola is another example here. So, yeah, we need to think of the big picture here and just think about damage control, because we obviously don't have the speed for a top 10, but we can hang around and contend as much as we can as we accidentally put Kyle Larson into the wall here. But fortunately, we do get away from Bell a little bit, and the field starts to spread out pretty quickly here at Darlington. So as you can see, we skipped forward 11 laps. I was in P17 trying to catch Kyle Larson. I'm not kidding. Since we got in that spot, which was about 8 laps of just me on my own trying to catch Larson, and finally we caught him and got past him. So I thought now that my goal was to get my goal finish off a top 15, I could probably catch Christopher Bell, and we go and skip another lap here, and as you can see, the distance is quite a bit. And if you look in the mini-map on the bottom left, Kevin Harvick is taking the lead from Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch. So those three have been battling at it all race, and it looks like Harvick might be able to steal this one here with a lap and a half to go. And we are doing everything we can to catch Christopher Bell. Well, then look how far we are sending it in there. But it is working. We are catching the 20 car a little bit by bit, but look at that distance as we go into the final lap of this race for Kevin Harvick. We are trying to catch up to Bell as much as we can, but we'll see if it's enough here, as turn 2 was really where I had the speed. As I was saying before, that corner exit speed was what we had over the other guys, especially with turn 2. Not turn 4 though, but we send it in here on Bell. I make a little bit of contact, shove him up the hill, and, well, I'm going to go and take that spot as Kevin Harvick takes home the win here in the Southern 500, just like he did in real life in 2020. Of course, it's 2021, and that didn't happen. But, yeah, Kevin Harvick ends up winning today's race, and as you can see, here are your race results. Kevin Harvick comes out on top with the win, followed by Hamlin, Busch, Logano, Byron's up there, Blaney's up there. They're not in the playoffs. Cindric, Benedetto with good runs. They're in the playoffs, of course. And we go through the rest of the results here. Keselowski ended up 19th after I dumped this shit at the start. And MTJ, Martin Truex Jr., ends up 26th. He doesn't have a lot of playoff points because he didn't win many races. He just performed well the whole regular season, and he's still winless so far. And you'll see how much this is going to hurt him here as we go and look at the playoff standings. Harvick is advanced. Hamlin's pretty much advanced on points along with Busch and Logano. Then you got Kurt Busch, Austin Cindric, Matt Benedetto, Chase Elliott, myself +4, Keselowski's +4, Newman +2, Dillon +0 with Custer, Larson, Martin Truex Jr., and Daniel Suarez in the bottom 4. So, we are currently up on that bottom 4, but not by a lot. And we go to a track next race at Richmond where I feel like we're going to be lacking a little bit. So, we're going to have to rely a lot on Bristol, which is a track that's been pretty good for us so far this career mode. So, we'll see if we can hopefully get up there and contend like we usually do. But that will do it pretty much for this episode. I'm once again going to go through the points. I didn't show it on this screen because the numbers are messed up still, but Joey Gay is still hanging out in last place by quite a bit now. So I want to thank you guys all for watching. Thank you for joining me in this episode. Make sure to check out the other episodes as well. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next race, which will be at Richmond.